Hey Logie fam, this is Bradley of Bradley Teaches, and today I'm going to show you guys the process that I use while using mylogie to create shoppable videos. It has some cool, not really hidden gems, but other ways to use some of the features in mylogie that will help you create your shoppable videos in a smooth process and get your workflow knocked out pretty good. Now I want to tell you a couple things before we get started. Usually when I do my shoppable videos, I like to shoot in bulk, which is shoot multiple videos in one sitting. And I basically shoot my shoppable videos as shoppable videos from the beginning. I don't use clips from my live and make them shoppable. I create shoppable videos. Another thing with that is that I also have myself a little run list of things that I want to make sure that I mention in every video to make them pretty much standard. So when people start recognizing my face or recognizing my thumbnails, they're going to know what to expect in a Bradley Teaches review video. So with that being said, I'll run you through a couple things that I go through. So first I do an intro. I'll say ABC company sent me this item for a non-biased review or unbiased review. Let's check it out, right? So that's the quick intro. I do my little transition screen. I come back to the scene and I'll mention the product again. Hey, this is so-and-so's product. And I'll start going into the thing then, right? So I'll always say what else is in the box or what comes with it, if it's applicable, right? Like cables, batteries, things like that. I'll try to then talk about at least 3 features of the product, or just kind of 3 bulleted listed items about the product. I'll then talk about how to use it / what I think, right? And then I wrap it up, right? So I want to give them quick hitting information about the product, and I want it pretty standard for every product so people know what to expect from me. And I use mylogie for that because I can do some standardized type things that's going to help me in that process and make it easier to come up with that content. So let's jump into mylogie now and I'll show you what I do. Here we are in mylogie. So we're going to go over here to create and new show. Now the name of the show and the time of the show really doesn't matter for this because I'm going to show you how I'm going to repurpose this information. We're just going to call it shoppable. And I might have already done it before, so let's do shoppable 01. And the date doesn't really matter, so whatever date it gives you is fine. Then we're going to go to create and now edit show. And I'm going to skip all the way down here to the product showcase first. So what I like to do is whatever products I'm going to do in my bulk recording in that next sitting is what I want to put in my carousel. So I'm not going to put 40 items in my carousel right now, but I might want to shoot 5 or 6 videos. So I'm going to want to put 5 or 6 items in my carousel. And the videos I'm actually prepping to do right now are these little dinosaurs from Schleich. I think I'm saying the name right. They're really high-end toys. Some people even consider them models for their dioramas and things like that, or for teaching tools. So I'll be reviewing about 5 or 6 of these that I purchased for my grandson. Now that will actually change my intro, right? Because I won't be saying Schleich sent me these for unbiased review. I'll have a different intro for that because I actually bought these. So today I'm going to tell you about these or this, blah, 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 right? So the intro will be a little bit different. But with that being said, first I'm going to go to my product showcase here, click the down arrow, click the plus arrow. And as you see here, I've already added these to mylogie, and there's plenty of other tutorials that show you how to add your items and add the mylogie button to your Amazon account. So I won't go into that, but these are the 4 dinosaurs that I'm going to do in my bulk shoppable video today, right? So get that, add product. So now that the products are added, what I want to do now is generate script. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to actually add an intro paragraph, and I'll tell you why in a second. And I'm also going to have an in-between sentence. Now these will both be the same, because if I did an in between, it'll come between each item, but it won't be above the first item. So I use that same text in both areas so I can at least have that text above the first item. And these are just really notes to myself, and they're really simple. It's basically my run of show I just told you about. So I'll say intro, and I'll even type out the intro, but I won't do it today. But I'll, say, hey, this is Bradley Teaches, blah, 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 right? So that's the intro. Then I'll say mention item. Actually, I transition first. Transition, mention item, in the box, 3 points, how to use, close. And so as I copy this document I'm going to create and put it into my text editor, I know each of these things need to be filled in, including the information that mylogie going to pull for me to put into these documents, right? So I have this as my intro paragraph. I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to go down here to in between, put it there too, generate full show script. And as you see here, the intro, transition, mention item. And now you see here each product, right? And so you have the name of it. You have some information about it that you can use in your 3 points. Then you can add whatever you want to say, right? And then that'll be all the content for that video. So that's how you do that. So I'll do this, that looks good. And I'll copy that and I'll put that into my text editor to edit this text later. But now we need to make our thumbnails. And with this, instead of creating one thumbnail, we're gonna create 4 thumbnails. And I'm gonna show you my process I do for that. Let's go to generate, and I'm gonna change the template for this just to change it. Let's do this one. That's good. Yeah, that's pretty good for dinosaurs. Brown, maybe do a green. But the title now is gonna be, I'm gonna use review. Now this is not a great title. My fave dino with Bradley Teaches. Okay, and so that's gonna be brown. Theme, main color. Let's make that a green. So now we got greens and browns. And so I have this picture of myself, which is overly formal. And then I'm gonna pick now, I'm gonna go here and pick the shopping bag to look at all the dinosaurs that I've put in my product list. I'm only gonna pick one at a time. So let's do that dinosaur. So me with that dinosaur. I'm gonna use my icon. And as you see here, I have 16 credits left. Now this is something I definitely wanna mention to you. When you're shooting bulk shoppables and you're using this method to make a lot of thumbnails, you're gonna go through your credits pretty quick. So you wanna keep an eye out for that, and maybe even work out some ways where you can create content for mylogie to get some extra credits, right? So we have this, we have my picture, the dinosaur, my logo there, and we're gonna hit generate. Okay, so here's the first dino here. We got the review, my favorite dino, my picture. So I can either drag and drop this graphic to my desktop, or I can right click on it and go to save image as and save it to my desktop. So now when that's done for that item, I now exit out and I hit generate again. I'm gonna go to change template, go back to that same template again. And so now I can do a little bit different color scheme. But what I'm doing now is I'm creating a look for my review thumbnails. So when people see them on these product pages, they know, hey, this is a Bradley Teaches review because it looks a certain way. They'll see my picture on it, right? So I want to kind of be consistent with that. I know a lot of people do different thumbnails for everything, but I think even if it's category type things, right? So if it's dinosaurs and all of them are green, or if I do something with art and they're all purple, right? So I would just say, think about it that way. I'm gonna do a little bit different color for the accent on this one. Now let's do a red on this one. And as you see here, the title's still the same, but it should be different because it's a different dinosaur, right? So I'm gonna just say Dino 02. And I'm gonna click myself again. I have that dino, and I'm gonna exit out of that dino because I don't want that one. I want a different dinosaur. My icon is still there, generate again. And as you see, my credits went down, right? So now every time I do this, I'm just eating through credits. So you want to kind of really watch this and really have in mind what you want ahead of time, because once you pick out everything and click generate, that credit is gone. So you really want to watch out for that, right? So we have that, we're good to go. And do the same drag and drop again, or right click, save image as, we're good to go. So we'll just go through that process and do all 4 of our thumbnails. So now when all of that is done, we can take our text and paste it into a text editor and edit it with the bullet points or other things we want to make sure we say, and have it on the screen next to us, have it in a teleprompter or something like that. And we can read that information, or at least glance at that information, to have it all consistent for every video. So you have your script, you have your multiple thumbnails, and you have all the content you need to shoot your shoppables. So until next time, y'all keep on creating. Bye-bye.